Hello everybody, my name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch. And at The Flower Patch I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements from door wreaths, door swags, things for the home decor, things for your garden decor, things for your business, weddings, sympathy tributes, bespoke arrangements and much more. Right guys, before I start, I was videoing chatting away and then I heard this noise on my camera. I went to have a look and it had stopped recording. Just as I was chatting away, explaining what we're doing, blah de blah de blah de blah. So I've got to go through it again. Well, you know me guys, I'm not happy unless my mouth moves. I love to chat. Right, what we are doing today, before I start, as you can see, we are doing a grave saddle arrangement. And I had a message from a lovely lady last night asking me if you could do an arrangement with green oasis, what you'd use fresh flowers in. That's what I'm assuming she was on about. If you was on about styrofoam, my darling, of course you can use styrofoam. But if you was on about oasis that you use for real flowers, I don't tend to usually use it because once it's outdoors, if it's going outdoors and the rain gets to it, that's what they're for, to collect water. And once they collect water, they go all soft. So with the weight of your florals and your greenery, they will, even if you've glued them in, they would just come out because the oasis crumbles extremely easily. Unlike the dried foam, that is compressed sand, so that's tougher. And styrofoam is even tougher. So I don't usually use it. But on the video before I've restarted it, this is real oasis in here. Now, I've got another one here. I haven't undone it because I haven't used it, but we'll open it and I'll show you. That's what it came like. That is in its own plastic container. You see, it looks like it's already broken. So that, I won't use this when I do one. It is already in its own, plastic film. But I left that on. I placed this on the stand. I mean, the stand comes closed like that. I've opened the stand and I have placed it on. I placed reef wrap around the foam, which is, it's just on a roll, a 90-meter roll. It's just plastic. It acts as like covering your foam, so you haven't got to use moss or things like that, this is brilliant. Since I've had this, I don't use moss very often now, unless somebody, specifically requests it. And I've wrapped it around the foam. Again, I've left it in its own package. And then once I've wrapped around the foam, I have wrapped it then around the stand to hold it on. You can use floral tape to hold it on if you like. Here, maybe one in the centre and one near this end. But I don't tend to use the tape on it because usually tape, when it gets weathered and the rain and everything gets on it, the stickiness of the tape deactivates and it starts loosening and it comes undone. So I prefer things like this to wrap around. I did start off showing you that we're going to do a diamond shape, and this grave saddle is very similar to the shape of a casket spray. So another thing before I carry on, who I called a gentleman was asking for me to do different designs and explain as I'm going along. I'm so sorry that, I got it wrong. You are a lady. I'm so sorry. My deepest apologies. I can't forgive myself. But at the end of the day, this is another design, Mrs. Wilson, of the what you're requesting. But this is like a casket spray, but on a smaller scale. The same principle on how you make a casket spray, but again much smaller. So I started placing in the palm, and it's a good job I did it. It stopped now. And I've created a triangle line, and this is our border, and that's our structure of our shape that we need to create, because when we come up it goes down into that triangle shape. So I've started doing that. I was just about to say I have got some magnolia leaves, because you can use on the bottom, I always say use something long to create that line. If you use something, I don't know, like a piece of I don't know, say like this conifer, it's not long enough, or a bit of salal or things, that's not the sort of leaf you need. I mean, I did a lot of funeral work in real flowers. You always tend to use longer leaves for the bottom, because that is basically what's your border around the bottom, and it's also the support for the rest of your flowers. So you can use things like foxtail, aspidistra. These look a bit like aspidistra, but these are magnolia leaves, believe it or not. They're not brown on the other side, but I don't mind. I just thought it was beautiful with the white, the creamy colour on them, and things like that. Or you could use philodendron leaves. Let me think. I'm trying to think, what else have I got? Oak, leaves, things, that sort of thing, to place around the bottom. Monstera, anything. So I've already put the 4 in, and I've cut them all the same size. So I want them, so they're all measured the same. I placed them on top of each other like that, cut them there, and then took off what I didn't need to get it all in a triangular position. So now I was that one hasn't got wire on. I just started to place things in, and then I heard the camera stop. So now where I'm going to go with this, I've got one there, and I can do it 2 ways with this. Because I've got 2, I want one either side. Now I wouldn't call it cheating, but I could go like that. So then they're either side of that, because they are open and there's a gap there where the palm is. So they could sit there. So that's what we're going to do in all 4 areas. And again, this fresh green oasis is extremely soft to push things in, because of the way it's meant to get wet, so it's easy for things to go in. I did fresh flowers, so I like it, but only for fresh flowers. I wouldn't particularly use it on artificial, especially if it's going outside. If it's not going outside, then I suppose, yeah, why not? But if it is going outside, then I wouldn't use it. I would really make sure that it is covered extremely well with wreath wrap. Or if you've not got wreath wrap, use we call it cling film. A lady told me what you call it in the States. Is it film wrap or something like that? What you'd wrap your sandwiches in or food in, things like that. Right, usually I would place in one in each corner, but I'm just going to place those in here. Now the single ones I have will go in the corners. These haven't got stems on, so you can't break them off because there's nothing to pull them off. So I've just got to attach, where's my things, some picks. So what colour are they? Green. And I go with the colour of the stem. So what I'm going to do is place it on some glue on here, and I'm going to place it there. So it's stuck onto that bit, onto the actual stem. I'm going to get the green floral tape, and then I'm going to start and go around where the glue is. I'm coming down. I'll bring that down, a bit down here, then I'm going back up, so I've got double support, and pull on it a bit so you can activate the glue that's on the tape. So there is one. I don't need that length of stem, so I will cut it. And now, oh, I've wiped it all off. I place that in the corner, like so. See, that one's got a stem on it. And we'll do this one in this corner. Get any glue off. And just position it where you'd like it to sit. Well, that's got a little bit of a stem, so we'll use that. And then we'll do the same here. That one hasn't. So get the tape on this one, wrap it around. I'm going to cut that bit off because there's no wire in it. Go below that stem of the magnolia leaf, about 1.5 inches, and then come back up to the top. And I do that again, like I say, just for extra support on the stem that's underneath. And then I go in like so. So now you have that effect. So your triangle again, there's your longest points. I've not gone over that, and I've brought these in. Let me just bring that one in a little bit. On the ends as well, on each corner. So you can carry on and bring again some more in up here. Like so, and if I did that, let me just get my flat and bend it. There we go. And then you bring some here, and then what I do, because I've done in the 4 corners, then I will go here at the side here, because I've not done at the side of these, but I would bring that higher up if I use those again. But I'm going to place those there for now. I've got some oddments of conifer I want to place on the bottom as well for the ground and for the earthy look. And what I'm doing, I'm going to bring that here, like so. And I'm going to go either side of each of the palm. That's my son. If you can hear a noise, he's emptying his trash in his bedroom. Come here. This is my other son, guys. You've met Jordan. Come here. This is the one who's the autistic one who you don't see. Get down a little bit. This is Brandon.
Hiya.
He's 29 this year and he's the autistic one. He's been sent home from work because he's done his back in. And he thinks, oh gosh, it's the end of the earth because he's, he's like that. Right, so here I have two pieces. Now I could go again underneath with these, or I could bring one up above. I don't know whether to place one. I think I'm going to go around the sides and then bring some in. So I'm going to put some on the sides of these palms here as well. And again, I'm not going, remember not to go past, like on a wreath, your tallest or longest piece. That is your boundary. You stay within that boundary. Because as soon as you start to go out of that boundary, your triangular positions will disappear. And when I say a triangular position, I don't mean keep the edges sharp, unless that's what you'd like. You soften it by making it look slightly rounded, but you've still got that triangular position, placement of your florals. So I'll place two on the opposite end as well, at the side of these long palms. Because again, I'm using because they are quite firm, you know, so they will be being used as support for the other things that are going above it. And this is what I mean when you do things like this, even a casket spray or anything, you don't have to just place the odd little bit of leaf on the bottom. So let's cut these. So now I would go, you've got one there, I'd bring one here, one here, one here, one here. So I bring those up, and this is now we're going to start determining and where it's leaning outwards. Let's take that glue off. You can do these even on a big stand. I do have stands for things like this. So where you've gone in one area, go to the opposite. Got glue stuck to me. Again, it's very easy to place these in. You know, sometimes with this styrofoam or your dried foam, you can feel yourself having to force it in. This is just sliding in. That's why I wouldn't preferably use it, but I want to show you what you could do if you used it, and you know how to do it. I need to order some more of this. I've just had a delivery, but I still want to stock right up with it, guys. Christmas. I know somebody wants a garland, a 6-foot garland, and they want this in it. So we've gone again here and brought that over. So as you can see, like that, so we've got that effect. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's that. So you can bring one here. I want to cut these shorter. So then bring one here. Right, that is peeling off. So let's pull on it. Like so. I've got a fly in here, guys, and it's buzzing around, and oh, very irritating. And then again here. And I've got 2 left where I'm going to bring them like that in the center. So they're going to join together. If I can get that. I think that may be a bit long. Like so. And when you do a casket spray, you know, for a real, well, not a real one, but a proper size full one, you know, 6 foot long or more. Some hearses have a restricted height that you can design your casket spray to. In the UK, it's 45 centimetres because some hearses don't lower down. You know, some lower the casket spray slightly down so you have a bit more room, but majority of them don't. So that is how it looks from that angle, and that is how it looks if you can see from this angle. We've still got that point there. We've kept within the boundary because these palms are our main boundary because they are the longest point. I still am staying with the foliage. Again, I don't know if I'm going to place everything in. Let's see what other bigger leaves we've got. Right, we've got the fern. Right, I'm going to place in. Let me move things. don't want to keep placing in the same all around, so I'm going to cut. Let's just cut that a moment, and I'm going to cut these oak ones down to where it's got two, like so. So I've cut them where they've got two on. Some have got the little seeds pods. If you feel, because some of the leaves are back to front, if you feel that you don't like it like that, if you can, I can't do it with that one, I don't think. Oh no, I broke that one. Oh well. I was going to say pull them off. Pull them off. I've snapped it off. Oh well. But we're going to place these in as well along the bottom, but keeping again within our boundary. Don't ever go out of the boundary. So as you see here, we've got a gap. I want that here. I'm pushing it right as far as it'll go, like so. Again, it's not as far out as what that is. So we're going to keep like that going around. So you're adding more, and it's basically covering your spacing at the bottom. And that's really what we're doing. You just filling in the bottom before you start on the top. And that's what I was always told, you know, what we'd do it, we'd call it really. Filling in. If you can't pull them off, I've just twisted the stem around, the wire stem around, and it's gone around. So I'm happy with that. So I've got two either side of that palm. I'm going to go two either side of this one. And again, bringing it in. I don't mind if someone's lifting up. Again, that acts more to the natural look than being, you know, unnatural. And I'm going to go there as well. Just straighten that little bit there. I don't want it to look like it's been chopped off anything. And then just go around. I'm basically putting it at the side of, in between the conifer and the palm. That's where it's being placed. And if you see any glue strings, I'm pulling them off as well. And again, we're just filling up the bottom. I'm left with somewhere there's just one, and I'm going to use those guys in the center, around further upwards. I loved, I'll be honest with you guys, doing casket sprays. I know it's a sad thing to, you know, because it's sad times, but I loved it. I thought there was the beautiful on a beauty, you know, just beauty on a big scale, and I loved it. Not that I was, you know, well, some people like when I, you know, people, I don't know if you've experienced doing, you know, real flowers yourself and have to do casket sprays. You probably have, most of you, or some of you. When you get the odd person, how can you do something for dead people? Oh gosh, aren't people weird? And I just said I'm doing something beautiful for their passing, you know, a last gift for the loved one. They thought I was odd. Right, I've got some here. I could bring that there, single ones. So I'll bring this again above. Doesn't matter if something else is going to go there. I've left room for something else. And then I'll do the same here. As you can see, I've left room there for something else to go. Let me just have one off of here. Again, the more you place things closer together, you know, like the stems, I placed it right in front of the conifer, the more room you've got to place more. Right, so that's the oak. I could bring in, I've got two. Let's have a look. Two left. So I could bring in those like that. So let's place those on a diagonal, and I'm going near the center with those. Again, I'm not going too high up. I'm bringing that there. I'm not wasting anything. So we've used a full stem of the oak. So now we've done that, you can see that it's starting to fill up. There's still some gaps that I've got fern that I'd like to do, or if I feel I want to place the odd one in and place it back under here to fill that in, or get something else like philodendron or aspidistra, which is again very much similar to this but on a longer scale. With the aspidistra, you can bend them like that and make lovely arrangements. I may do that actually, but then I've also got our eucalyptus, which also, and plus once all the flowers are in, guys, you're not really going to see the bottom. It's really going to be full, but I've left the odd space, you know, obviously because I want to put some of eucalyptus in, the silver dollar, as well as on top. And also we've got the fern, and we've got rose, you know, rose petals or rose leaves that could be there for the filler as well. So again, when I do casket sprays or coffin sprays, I'm saying casket or coffin because there's a difference in the UK. Coffin spray is where the lid is permanently closed. Caskets are where you can open it and view the deceased inside. So there's a difference to, there probably is in the States, you know, I mean, I just don't know, you know, I'm not 100% knowledgeable on things what go off in other countries. I'm barely knowledgeable on the ones I'm living in, so but I do know that caskets are where they're open lid, coffins are permanently closed. So, but it's the same structure for either. You don't do a different one for each. So, you know, it's just the same. You see, that one's got really right down to the tip. There's not much I can do with that. the stem. So I will pull that off. And then that little prong that I pulled it off, I call them prongs. I cut it off and I use that as a single one. Then I will get a pick and I will dip it in my glue and just place it inside the hole there. And as glue is seeped out here, I wipe it off. I don't like to see blobs of glue, even though sometimes I've purchased items and they've got a blob of glue there, you know, but hey-oh. But I want something like that with two on. I mean, that's got a longer, slightly longer stem where I can do something with it. But I want that sort of thing to go on top, so I will save that. Single ones can go on the bottom. So we'll go through what we've got here. You see there's another one exactly the same, so we'll take that off. How many is the double one got? That's a single. So I'll place the single here. Get another pick. And just do it again. There's another one. So I'm just basically creating or getting more out of what I'm doing with the eucalyptus. I'm going to go round at the bottom with the single ones that I've got, and I'm going again keeping within the boundary. I'm just going next to the conifer, or just slightly above, because it's leaning above it. So that's all I'm doing, and I'm doing that all the way around. So again, this is another different texture of foliage. What acts, you know, as part again as not as part of the filler, as well as the beauty of it. So again, you can see now I'm going on the next level. I'm coming slightly up a bit because I need to be filling it up above it. Again, if I wish, I could place something again underneath, but as you can see, we're not really going to need that much. If you want, once it's on a stand, you can place things underneath that will hang down like so. You know, I could do that, and I may do that. So then when it sits on this, you know, the headstone, things are drooping slightly downwards. But at the moment I'm doing it how it is, flat, but we could at the end add in, you know, some extra pieces of whether it be, you know, just foliage that will just droop, you know, probably a bit of vine or something like that, you know, to give it that hanging over, but not hanging too far, because you want to see the name of the person on the gravestone. So you take that into consideration. And then I'm placing one here where again the conifer is. How many more do I need? One. So as you can see, where the conifer is here, I'm placing it just above, like so. So then we've done with that. Now I've got the ones with the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they will sit here. One here, one here, one here, and so on. And I will slightly bend them, because we have got to give it that shape that it's going down. We don't want everything just sticking up. It's got to lean over like half a moon shape, crescent, so to speak. So I'm bringing that near the middle, if I can get it in. Oh no, that's lifting up as well. Oh my gosh. That's never done that before with the eucalyptus. Let's get those off. Place that there. So as you can see, it's right. I've just caught that and pulled it, so there we go. And then I do that either the other side as well. So what you do one side, do it the other side, to create again a very kind of symmetrical, because you want it to look the same. And then do that this side also. When I very first did, I think my caskets or coffin spray, gosh, guys, I mean, very first one, it took me 4 hours. 4 hours, guys, to do it. I just couldn't. I did struggle. I really did. But I had help with me, you know. Obviously, the person who was teaching me was there. But oh my gosh. So as you can see, that is what we've created so far. So with all the foliage in, and again, you have the height. I've got foliage here again that I could place some more in. And you can create your height. But I tend to, let me just get one. Sometimes I was always told to keep within your height, placing one floral in the centre. Let me take that plastic off, guys. Just place one floral, because that's your centre point. Like so. That's as high as I'm going, and then the rest of it comes down. So that is my centre point. So I've left room for the, go on, orchids. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, God, you must have made me wake up silly today. So we've got, like I say, I don't want that one. That's like that. Let me just think what I could use for something to hang over the side. I do have like the weeping willow, but that hangs too much. That virtually just drops down. We'll have a look near the end because we've got all this. Now, you may be thinking, how much more foliage? But honestly, guys, casket sprays and that, there is lots. Depending on what, you know, what you're doing, lots to cover. And the easiest way to cover, if you're not, obviously, is using the foliage. I'm just trying to pull them out. I don't know how many I need. Well, I don't know how many I'm pulling out, should I say. So now we've got this. I always find fern or leather leaf, anything like that, always makes it look beautiful. It gives it that movement. Now, some people will bring it down here. I do, I have done. There's many ways to do it. But on this occasion, I want to bring that. Oh, somebody's here, guys. One moment. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Iris.
Yeah?
Lovely.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Yeah, all good. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
It's a delivery for me. I love deliveries. It's like Christmas every day. I just love it. But anyway, we're going to have it coming here, here, again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see. You're going to have 2 in the corner, 1 in the centre. 1 in the centre, 2 in the corner, and 1 in the centre. Something along those lines. So, where's, oh, here. Now, these are not very strong stems. They are needle thin. So let's see. Oh, they've gone in. They've gone in lovely. And I'm using these again as movement. Honestly, guys, look how thin they are. Paper or needle thin. And I'm placing these just a little bit further in because I don't want them hanging over too far out. Again, I want to keep that structure of them being within its boundary and keep the line and the form. And if you feel it's going slightly out, I might place like that. If you feel it's going slightly longer than you want it, bend it over if it's got wire. These have got wire to about 1 inch away from the top. They are very, very delicate. I may just place them. So bend it a little. Because you can't even see the glue on them. They're that thin. so. And I've got two here. I'm going to bring these in here in the centre. So let's cut those. Oh, I can't get it in. There we go. So they're a bit lower in the centre, but that's okay because not everything has to be high, because again our highest point is our rose. I can't see what I'm doing. Like so. So now that is it with the fern added in. Don't that look pretty? I'm not going to place any more in, I don't think, because we've got plenty. Now I've got my, I may add those in virtually near the end, guys, because then I can see where I want the movement. I'm going to hang back with the eucalyptus. Where is my... We're going to go onto the floral. I'm going to save the rose petals. I keep calling them petals, rose leaves. Now, I don't like these leaves on here. They're fray. And I'm very funny. These, to be quite honest, are beautiful. The quality of the flowers. But the leaves are disastrous. You only have to touch. Look. And they're just fray. And that's how they are. So they're coming off and they're going in the bin. I usually save things, but due to them being like that, they're not worth saving. Then, you know, I don't like them like that. Glue. And what I'm going to do with these is bring these here. Again, the longest point. So they're going to the end. I did have 4, so why have I only got 3? Let me have a look, guys. There it is. So they will be brought, and then that one is brought here as well. So let's cut these, take these leaves off as well. They're horrible. I've got some expensive, really, really expensive orchids, but they're green, and not many people want green. I got them because I like green. I guess I could have been, I was being a bit selfish there, but oh. So to either end, again, try to keep within the boundary. You want to see the flower, but keep that within the boundary, you know, on each end and each side. So I'm going to just place them. I'll put this one in. Let's see how far that one goes. Right, that's a bit too much. So I'm going to take that off. The bottom bit, I'll save that as an oddment and use it for something on another project. And probably I'm going to measure it with this one. Yeah, I've got to do the same with that one as well. So I'll save those as something. And these will go if you can see. Let me just make sure they're sat correctly. Like so. just lean it over a little bit. And the same on this side. I'll place those there. And then you do the same with these. Just see how long. You don't want all that stem going in. Yeah, they're fine. I don't need to cut them. I just cut the length of the stem. Measure them, because I don't want all of that going in. It's not needed. You know, I will be placing other things in, so. And then just lift up there. Like so. And again, just fluff up around it. And I'll do the same on this end. So you've kept within your boundary. So you've got this, and this is then, by looking at the orchids, you can still see that diamond shape. So there is that. So it sits beautiful, and the movement with the ferns and everything moving about. I like to place in foliage that has got movement. So when the wind blows, you know, so like if I move it like I am now, the wind blows, it looks natural. And it gives it that beautiful, dreamy feeling. Right. So we don't want those just yet. Where's the other roses? Right, I'm going to place in the roses. Again, I've got other foliage and things that I could place back in, roses and petals and things like that. Right, I've got these. Let me take the tag off, guys. Now these leaves are push-ups. These are really, really pretty. Oops, it's caught. I cut it to the lowest point I can get it. I bend it right back and snip it as far as I can to get as much length out of it as I possibly can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, place those there. Those there. Right, so now with our roses, I'm going to go one above. Now you stagger these as well. You go, that's your highest point, so don't place one in up here, because then you have gone out of the shape of the crescent, you know, cascading down. You've gone up, and that's not the shape that we're looking for. So you have to stagger it. So that's your highest, so you bring the next one down, and then your one on this side, you do exactly the same. Now you have to mirror image this now as we go down to the longest point. So I usually just cut that bit off the plastic. Oh, the blooming plastic. So I usually place one here first, and then my second one I will place there. So I start at the bottom. You don't have to, you know, again, each to your own. So I will place it in and then down like so. And then what I've done one side, I'll go this side and do exactly the same. Like so. As you can see already, it's starting to, you've got that shape. There's your highest point and then it's gone down like that. So then I get another one. On this side. And I'm going in like that at a diagonal position. And I bring that up like that. So I've gone down like so. And I'll do the same with this one. And I'll go here and do the same there. So when you look at it, you've got that effect. So it's going down to meet up with the point of the orchids. If you don't want the orchids there and you want another rose there instead, then you place a rose there. I just wanted the you know, orchid with it being straight. It's a line. It defines that diamond shape. But you don't have to do that. You can place another rose if you wish. So now we are going from here to here. So I will do the same. One here and then one here. Or if you feel that you'd like to, let me just cut all this plastic off, guys. It's one of my hates to do with. I know it's meant to be on there, but if you wish, you can either go into the corners, but again, I have, let me just take one of these off, that I can use the deeper yellow to do the corners. I want to draw, what I'm doing is the cross in the center. And then the darker yellows, I'm then filling in around the sides and the edge. So this will have to be a little bit smaller on the stem because we don't want it as long. So we'll do that. I'll place these two in here first. Just alter. And I'll do the same with this one. Cut it smaller because it's going down. And now this is going here, like so. And then the other one you place there. Giving, what you're doing is giving your florals their space. I'll just turn that around. Giving them the space as well from each other. So what I've now created in the center is that cross. Going lengthways and then across in the center. If you remember that, you know, two either side of the cross, two either side of the long cross, going the longest one. And then that will then help you balance things out. I've got some more down there, but I don't need any more. I want to move onto the deeper yellow. I could, if I wish, because I've got the dahlias, I could place in the dahlias as well. So if I place in the darker yellow at the bottom, so let me just cut 4 off to start with. 1, 2, oops, daisy. Oh, it's attached to it. 3, 4. Now I don't care for these either, because these are fraying as well. So I need to take off the plastic. Oh, because the plastic is holding them on and stopping them from coming off. I don't like the leaves on these. So let's take the plastic off. Sometimes I can take it off with using my nails. No, not this time. And plus I've got the rose leaves anyway, so they can act as replacing the leaves off of here. So right, so what I would do with these, which have got a little bit of white seeds on, push the seeds to the top, and now I'm going to place these in the corners, just coming in from the corner, because obviously I want to keep that, so bringing those in from each corner. I've got glue strings on my skin and I can feel it moving. Let's just and again, I'm just bringing these in like so. I could, let's see if I just grab another one a moment. Take that off. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I want to use any more of those. Now I've got one there, so I want to place one here. I could bring them down here and one here, but remember I've got the dahlias. I want to bring some white at the bottom, but with the yellow I've got one here, so there's a gap. There's nothing here, so I need to bring a darker one in. So then, if you, like I said here, you've got the central point, then you've got 2 going there, then 2 this side, 2 that side. So now, from the center point at a diagonal going to the corner, you have 2 dark ones, but 2. So I'm using 2 from the center point on every corner and every direction that I'm going, and that is giving me the placement and making them all balanced out So let's just cut those. So I will go here, but I will go in between the size. I don't want to go higher than that or lower than that. I want to keep within the size of this one, so then that becomes balanced. And then do it this side again, like so, and then do it on the opposite sides. So then you have, from the top, you have that. Doesn't that look beautiful? And you can see the spacing and how it's balanced, and everything has its own area and where it can basically breathe. I hope that's not another delivery. So I've got these, I want to bring some down at the bottom, and they would go, I'd want one here and one here, either side of the orchids, on either side. And then I think because they are quite big, I may go for something smaller like these geraniums on each side of the orchids up here. But remember to keep that shape. So that's your highest point, so you're going to have to stagger it downwards. So we've got one. Now these have got their own foliage, some of these. That's that one, yes. So I want 4 with the foliage. Beautiful foliage. 2, 3, 4. So I don't need no more of those. So what are their foliage like? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 with foliage here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll keep those. I could place some up there, but I have got those. So I'm going to place in the geraniums first. And because they're smaller again, what we are going to do, if I turn it that way, stagger it. So we're going to bring it under, but not have it as high up. So it's just like in the corner, so it goes down like that. And that's what we're going to do on every corner, on the longest points. Let me do one this side. I'll do this end first. And try to keep it within the same length that you've just placed that one in. Don't have one there and then one up here, because then that will be odd. It won't be balanced. Even though you've got the same flower, it's not going to look balanced. So go stand above it, use a little bit more. Like so. So now you've got those bits of white in that end. So now with your dahlias, look at the leaves on that. Look how pretty they are. We're going to bring these down at the bottom. And they are going to be, now you've gone there, you're going to bring those here. Just slightly, just a touch longer than the deep rose. Because we're doing the triangle. So obviously it's narrower here and then it goes wider out to the side. So keep that in mind when it comes to placing them in. So we're going to bring that there again, just slightly narrower, guys. There, like so. So that's got all of those. I know some have only got one on. Right, so we'll bring this one and do it the same here. Just slightly like so. And turn it around. Again, guys, we've got to do it this side. And then just slightly, not too much. So that becomes like so. So then now you've got your dahlias in, you've got your deep roses in, you've got your geraniums in. I've got those. I know I want to place in, I've cut some down to, yeah. And plus we need some more greenery. We've got that. I haven't placed in. I just want to see that. No, they don't go. They don't go at all. I know them with the wispy bits, the floral. They look quite pretty. Or do I have? You see, this is where you can make your mind up because you've got yellow. I was thinking, and there's bits of white. Do I have yellow calla lilies and keep it mainly yellow? I think we need to bring a bit of white in, but is it that white? Is it these, or do I? Let's see, guys. Or do I? Gerberas. It's gerberas. I can use the foxtail for the fern for the wispy bits. So it's the gerberas. So how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. So what I'm going to do, I've got to have white up above to balance the colours. it's 3 there. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So that's 9. Yeah, 3 around the centre. So let's cut these. Again, I'm not what I want to do is have the triangular position around the centre. Cut that a bit more. So if I place that, if I can get it in, again on the level they are. I don't want them too high up. So 1 there. Oh my goodness. 1 there. And then 1 here. Let me cut it at a 22-degree angle. Just got that sharper point. Oh, well, I say sharper. Can't. There we are. I don't know whether to put another one in, just so I've got like 4 hanging around. So I'm sure I've got some more. I need to go through my buckets. 1 moment. Okay. 1 moment, guys. It's my neighbour who I take Maisie out with. 1 moment. Hi again, everybody. Sorry about that. That was my neighbour Liz, who I take Maisie out with. I'll show you what she's asked me if I'd like. Well, I'll tell you, but I'll show you how many I've got. She's got a hydrangea flowers on her garden. I've got some, but hers have seemed to flower quicker than mine. They shouldn't really come out till around September, but August, September time. But hers has virtually finished flowering. She asked me if I'd like some to dry, have in my house. Because she's got some hovering over the top of a pond and she doesn't want them going into the pond with the weight of them. So I said yes. So she asked me to take some and then she just kept saying, here you go, have some more. She says, will they be good for your flower arranging? And I said, oh yeah, you can dry them out and then use them for dried flower arranging. So that's what I'm going to do. She's got pinks and blues, purples. I'll show you how many I've got. They hurt my hand carrying them, but I'll show you how many I've got at the end. But anyway, let's get back to this. I've placed in the 4 at the top, and then I've had 4 here. I've got 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here that I've placed in. I haven't glued them in yet. I've just placed them there to show you that's where I'm going to place them, like on the corners, so to speak, like so. And I'm going to place them there as well. And I'll show you what I mean, what I've done. As you can see, oh, that one's just, oops. I'll turn it around so you can see. You've got your dahlia there, you've got that point there. I've gone down 1, 2 of those to meet that, 2 of those to meet that. And now I could do it on here as well, 2 of those to meet the dahlia down here. So that's what I'm going to do on this side as well. Excuse me. I've got ever such a dry throat. I've got yoga tonight as well. Where's the other one? It's here. And I'm going to put some more eucalyptus in. Oh my good gracious me. I don't usually get poorly throats. I don't give my voice a chance to get poorly. Because it's always, let me re-glue that one. Because it's always chatting. I keep it oiled. That's what my excuse is. Yes, so my neighbour says that she's going to tell her partner that I've come onto her garden and stole her flowers. I tell you, she's a right comic. We're forever winding each other up, playing little jokes on each other. So then when my son came out, wondering what I was doing, and I said, look what she's done. She's just thrown all these at me and lobbed them in my face and made me bring them home. She went, I have not. So yeah, we're a bit like that with each other. Right, so now I've done those around with the roses. I want to place in, I've had a look with the yellow gypsophilia. It's the rubbery stems that I don't like. So I want to place one. Let's have a look. 1, 2. I'm placing them in between the roses. Oops, Daisy. I just want to see what they're like. If they look too compact, I will move them. Yeah, they do. Those 2 do anyway. So I could go 1, 2. Oops, the weight of them. Place them in here, in these areas here. Like so. So you've got the gypsophilia around the top. Yeah, I'm going to do that. But first of all, I want to snip the rubber. And what I do, I can feel the wire inside. I just get my pliers and I go all the way around snipping the rubber on the stem. Now it's usually glued at the bottom, so I do take off about 1/2 inch because that's all it's glued to, and then it allows me to pull it off. And there's my wire, because if that was in your glue pan or you're on your glue stick, glue gun, that will melt because it's rubber, and then when you press them in, it goes like that on top of your foam. So then that is a mess and a cluster on top of your foam, and it doesn't look professional. So we'll place this in, and we're going to do that there. So there's a little cluster of them sitting around the top here, and I'm going to do that with all 4. Let me just take that off. And it's just to make it a neater job. I mean, I don't like to have it, you know, untidy. I'm very funny like that. I'd rather it be cut so you can see the wire than it be, you know, all gathered on the foam and looking a mess. So we'll put this one in. As well. Just open it out a little. And we're filling in around the top as well. Just open that up. Make it look pretty. So that's what we've done around the top. And as you can see, the shape of it, how it goes down. It doesn't go, you know, across and then a square. It goes down because we've staggered it in steps down. As I said, the highest point, then you go just below, just below, just below, and so on. Even if you put in your roses first and then you put in your geminis after, or your gerberas, make sure your gerberas are higher than that rose but lower than that one, and then it'll still be balanced and you'll still have that shape. Now I've got two here that I could place either end here, one here and one here, and that will also make it look nice. So we'll do that one as well. So we'll cut those just around there. And when we put in the foxtail fern, I mean, I may put in some more eucalyptus, but when we put in the foxtail fern, that will give it that more movement and make it look, you know, pretty as well, with that extra movement. Because again, all the foliage we put in, again, I said from the beginning, you may think, oh my goodness, that's a lot of foliage, but it wasn't, because I said we won't hardly see it. Now I'm making sure I go below that one, that rose, and higher than that one. I can push it like so, and then just spread it out, just tilt the stem a little bit so it's got that there. Like so. So now we put in the yellow gypsophilia. Look how pretty that adds to it. Isn't that lovely? Now let's place in our foxtail fern, and I'll show you the difference it makes by just adding in, you know, movement. And then we will place in our either our eucalyptus or our rose leaves, because we've got roses in here. Right, so now with these I will go on each corner and let them just stick out, because they're very airy. They're not going to get in the way. They won't disturb the arrangement of the shape. Again, it'll give that movement going. Do each corner first. Again, let them just go like so. Again, they're just sticking out. I tend to like some in the middle as well. Because you've got that movement up above also. It doesn't have to be the foxtail fern. If you've got grasses, I'd use grass or anything like, you know, thin like that. What else could you use? Trying to think, or just single stems of eucalyptus, where they just look like the baby blue ones, just single stems. Anything along those sort of lines where they just give off that movement and that airiness. Now I'm going to come down here. I want to bring some out here as well. So we're going to go under here. Again, just in each corner. So I'm going to place. And again, this arrangement is very much the same principle as what you would do if you was doing a coffin or casket spray. So and I spread these all the way around the top, you know, around the middle and then the bottom. I want to put some here around the middle. Like so, leaning downwards because that's the shape. A little bit cascading. Do the same. On that side. So that's what we've created now, the movement with our foxtail fern, and I could place one right in the centre. Got this one left. I'll place that. Have a look. Like that. So we don't need no more of those. So that's all now with the movement, how it's placed. And now we can fill in, and if you look with the roses, they look pretty, or you could use, again, bits of your eucalyptus as well. So we might use a little bit of each. I've caught that now. So if I let me just put those out of the way. I forgot where they all went there. Let's get the eucalyptus. So let's get some roses. I don't know how many I'm getting, guys. Again, what I'm doing is filling. Now we're filling it up. I don't want to get any. Oh my good gracious me! Oh, everything's falling out. I don't want to get other things. You know, other material, other elements. We're going to keep to this And now where you can see all the gaps like here and here, this is where now we start to fill in. That's if you can see it. I've seemed to have disappeared again. So let's sit this. And now I'm going to do it. I try to do arrangements where you can see what I'm doing. Sometimes it's slightly hard. And when I fill, I don't go all the way to the bottom with everything. I could use some things as depth. But I may put 2 or 3 of the same thing together around each other. Right, I'm going to cut a few. I mean, it's great to prepare, you know, and get everything done, but as you're doing it, you don't always use everything. But this is like the shape of what your coffin spray or casket would be, of that shape going down. And then just now I'm going to go around with the roses first, and then I'm going to have a look for when it comes to the eucalyptus. I'm just doing this side. And up above as well. And for filling in things like this, I tend to think that by using bigger leaves, I mean, these have got several on them, but you know, bigger leaves to place in, like, instead of things like ruscus or smaller, you know, tea leaf, things like that. You're going to use a lot to fill in something like this, guys. You need bigger leaves, ferns and things like that, because you're just otherwise going to use lots and lots. You can use salao, you can use coleus, you know, that sort of a leaf. So I see I've got that oak one, what's sitting there, so let's remove that. And this is all I'm doing, is bringing this in, even if it's a couple of them next to each other. Hi, hon.
Hello.
Miss me?
Hi.
Oh, it's different today. And just doing that again. There's gaps here, and even if you want to bring it down a little bit, bring it down. You know, just to fill it in. Now you can bring it around things. Blend it in, intermingle. So let's have a go with some of our eucalyptus. Now I'm going to cut. Now this one's slightly different. This one's a bit more twiggy and there's more on the stem. Now these are more flat. So I'm using the one where there's more on it. Again. Like so. And I'm cutting it all off at a similar height or length, should I say. I've got that there, I'll save that. I'm just cutting off these little prongs on the side where I've just cut, and I'm going to save this stem. I can use that. So let's have a look concerning the length. Again, still when you're placing in your foliage, still try to keep within that shape. Obviously, you know, the foxtail fern, you know, isn't an issue because it's airy. I'm going to bring one this side as well. Again, filling it up. And here, lift up. I'm going to place that one in. There's another fly in here. Oh gosh, I hate the noise that they make. It's so annoying. I mean, and I like wildlife, but oh my good gracious me, they are just so annoying. They're pests. Place one here. Again, I'm doing it, so placing it with the rose ones to give off that extra texture from just the rose petals. I mean, I've got plenty more, so it's just can't get that one in, it's bending. Just try again. Why won't that go in? I think I'm going to give it a helping hand. Make a hole, or if you haven't got a hole puncher, use a stem, a thicker stem, or some picks if you've got any. There we go. I won't let it defeat me. again, and I need to bring some down. Let's have one up there, because I placed one. I want to bring some around here at the ends, because as you can see how full it's looking at the top now, and that's how it's looking. I still can see the odd bit, so I still want to put in some more, and also we could add in some more rose ones as well. Just cutting off again the prongs that I had on it. And save that. So we'll place in some of this around here, just to fill that end up. Let me just turn it around that side so I can see on here. Need take that off. There's one in here. Gosh, these are hard to push on. I suppose that's a good thing. Oh, goodness. And lift that one up and do the same. So whatever I'm doing on one side, again, I'm doing it on the opposite, because I want it all balanced. So let's see here, so I can see on this side. Right, so let's get in some more of the rose. I'm just cutting these down. Right, that's on. Let's have a look here. Now I think if I'm, out of my professional opinion, something's needed, and it's yellow. Let me move those. It's yellow. I don't know if you can spot it. I always do this. It's always at the end. There's nice, lots of yellow up here, lots of white here, no yellow at the bottom. I need, you know, or anything like that. So I can either get and add movement with the yellow wispy bits. You know, the colour lilies. Now then, do I place those in? Because there's a lot of white down at the bottom and I need that yellow also. Oh, I forgot about these. No, we'll leave the colour lilies. I forgot about these. I've got forsythia with the yellow flowers. I've forgotten all about these. They're on single stems. Now, what I can do with these, just manipulate them and bring that down here around, and we'll go around. So we'll cut, so we can get 3 off of one. So that's that. We'll get another one and cut 3 off. One, 2, 3 for now. So that's what we're going to do. Oops. And then that should be it. Because I was looking around and I'm thinking there's yellow missing, there's yellow missing. We need yellow. So, because the yellow, a lot of it is all around the top with the gypsophilia, the roses and the darker roses, and the whites like the orchids, the dahlias is all around the bottom. So I need to just incorporate little bits of yellow. Not something too much, and I'm manipulating the stem so, you know, it looks a bit real, and let it just sit naturally. And I'm just going at this within, next to the dahlias, but just at the bottom. So you can see the yellow sticking about at the bottom. I'll put in the other 2 on the corner because I want 1, 2, 2, 4. Yeah, probably about 10. I don't know, 8, something like that, between 8 and 10. So I could do. Let me just place 1 on this side again. I'm just putting a bend in the stem. So it's got that bit of a colour down below. So if you see what I mean, like that. So now that's finishing it off because we've got that yellow down below. It's not just white. one's come off. So I need at least another 2. 1, 2. And then the last one in the corner area. Let me just alter that one. Pull that one out a minute. See, these come out very, very easily. So that that's all we need to do for that. And again, that is a saddle, the gravestone saddle that you just need to, you know, obviously I allow the customer to bend it to their discretion, because some gravestones are slightly wider than others, so I leave it for them to do. And you know, if a customer requires to have bits hanging over, then they can either bend these down slightly, or I will put in something that slightly hangs. But on this occasion, I'm not. I quite like it how it is. And you know, some things you know look lovely just sat on top. So as you can see here, the shape, how it goes down to the point of there, and it's on the other side as well. So you've got that shape looking from this angle, and then that shape looking from that angle. So you can see how nice and full it is, and that is by using Oasis for fresh flowers, but I've wrapped it in wreath wrap. Again, I wouldn't usually use it, but because somebody was asking about it if they could, you know, I wanted to show them what you can do, but you must also wrap it up, because if it gets wet, it'll crumble, and you know, and all your stems, because they're weighty, will come out. It won't hold them. So especially for a long period of time, if you're expecting it to stay there for a while, you know, with them being artificial, it just won't do it. So that is our beautiful arrangement that we have made for today. And again, for Mrs. Wilson, that is the arrangement that was, you know, like a casket or coffin spray that goes down, but on a smaller scale. Again, I can't do one what's on the full size, because if somebody had ordered one, then I would do it as a tutorial, the full size one. But because nobody's ordered a coffin spray, then I can only but show you on a smaller scale. So that is a lovely, it's nice and fresh. It's got movement with the foxtail fern. If you've not got foxtail fern, again, use grasses, you know, swordgrass, things like that. They're wispy, they move, you know, things like that. and use, you know, eucalyptus, because I've used rose leaves because we've got roses in. You know, I could have used anything else, dahlia leaves, but they've already got their leaves on. And again, along the bottom, I use more of a solid leaf, and that is basically to show that that is your, I'd say, your supportive area, which you can see if I turn it around under there, that everything's there, nothing's popped out, it's nice and clean, you know, it's all within, and it's all shaped still, if you can see, in that triangular shape. And I've kept within, but like I said from the beginning, just smooth that triangular shape off. You don't have to be sharp with it, just, you know, smooth it off. But that's your intention. What you start with at the bottom is to have that triangular shape, and then that shows you then your line of your structure, where what you follow. And then, as you saw, placing in your foliage first. I've always been taught to place in my foliage first, and I've always been taught to just place in one flower in the center for the height, for when I'm placing in my foliage, so I can see how high to go. And that's how it's worked out. So I hope you enjoyed that. And if you want to give it a go, guys, you know, when you're doing a grave saddle for somebody, or even if you just want, you can do things like this as a centerpiece, or for a wedding. The same shape, you know, it's not just for sympathy flowers. You can do this sort of a shape for a wedding table for the bride and groom, but obviously in wedding colours. Well, these are wedding colours, you know, but in, you know, more of a bridal arrangement, or you can have it done on a main big, probably 10-seater table, dining room table, and you want it as a centerpiece. You can do it like that as well. That would look beautiful. You know, things like that. But on this occasion, it is a grave saddle. But don't disregard that you can't have things this shape for other, you know, arrangements. So that, you know, is our fourth, I think, Mrs. Wilson, our fourth one, how to do a sympathy grave saddle arrangement. And if you're looking for the grave saddles, you can get them off eBay, Amazon, probably from your local wholesalers if you're in the States, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, places like that. Or even if you watch videos from Keely's, I bet they sell that, she sells them. Or Southern Charm Wreath, I bet she sells them too. You know, people like that more than likely will sell them as well. So I hope you had fun. And again, if you feel like you want to give it a go, whether it's a centerpiece or not, or a grave saddle, oh, give it a go, guys. It keeps you going all day. Well, not all day, but you know, I've tried to take my time with it to show you how it's done. But you know, it's something that keeps your mind stimulated. It's a beautiful thing to do. So, right, I'm going to just show you what my neighbour's given me in hydrangeas. It hurts my fingers to hold them, guys. There's that many. I don't know how many she's given me, but she says that I could dry them out. Oh my good gracious me. Oh. And they are real. They're not artificial. I don't know what she thinks, but they smell wonderful. Look at the colours on them. And honestly, guys, they are. Look at the size of the head on that. It is huge. And the colour, fabulous. And she's even got, look at that for a colour. Isn't that beautiful? And because I've done real flowers, I could make an arrangement with this, a vase arrangement with these, and then have them in my house. So that's why she said, what will you do with them? I said, oh, don't you worry about that. I've got lots of vases, so they may be scattered around my house. So, but they are blues, purples, pinks, I mean, we class that as a blue. I'd say it was, well, yeah, it's like a bluey purple. And then the pinks, and then she's got a lighter pink here. Yeah, a lighter one there. Oh. So yes, guys, they're all here. I tried when I placed them together to place them in a bouquet form, how you would. I mean, the stems are all, because she's got them as shrubs on a garden, bushes on a garden, so they're all wonky. I've took some of the leaves off on her garden, but they're beautiful. So I just tried to place them in a form, cross them over, turn them round, place it in, cross it over, twist, and that's sort of a that's small, so that can go to near the end, and just do it like that, because that's the only way that I could hold them. I mean, look at that one. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, that is lovely. Twist. So yeah, I've got to put them all together again now. I need, and this is how I do a bouquet, if that's small. That's got several on. So we'll place that there. Take the leaves off. I always say when you do fresh, any leaves that are below your hand, take off, because they cause bacteria if they're placed in water. Twist. I may have to put some twine. Gosh, it feels like I'm back to how I used to do. One-handed, taking the leaves off one-handed. Twist, and then when you twist, you can see there's the crisscross on your stems at the bottom, and you just fill them in where you see a gap there. So you get one, place it in that gap. See, there's a leaf there below my thumb, so take it off. Now I've got a cluster here, and it's a big cluster, so because that bit's sticking out, that'd be either take off and use that. Where's the, oh, there, place it in there, there's a leaf there, and so on, and that. And I always used to take my leaves off like that. That's how I was taught. Try to do it one-handed. I'm caught up here. Sorry, I know I should be doing artificial, but while we're doing this, because I need to get them back together, there's a gap, so fill it, twist. I look for the longer stems. Look at the beautiful colours. Fill that gap there, twist, and by filling them, you're creating that, as you can see underneath, the round 360 shape. Let's have a look. Here's a longer one. Look at the size of that. That is huge. And you just fill in the gaps here as you're going around. Look for the longer stems first, because by using the longer stems, that is what, and as you get further in, you start using the smaller ones. And they start getting thicker in your hand. And if they start getting thicker in your hand, guys, wrap some twine around to keep them together. Because then they won't, if your hand hurts and you end up letting go, they all fall on the floor and you have to start again. What's that one? As you can see, they're all getting closer. That one's bent, so can't do nothing with that. Closer, twist. Now that one. Sorry guys, I shouldn't be really doing a fresh flower course, should I? Now I'm going to the smaller ones because the smaller ones need to be near here because they can't reach the top. Twist again. As you can see now, they're starting to place that there with the weight of them. That's a smaller one. So that's that. And then what I did when I did fresh flowers after, gosh, brings back memories. Get some twine, do it one-handed. It was always one-handed. Fold it in half, wrap around, hold it with your thumb, wrap the loop around above your hand, placing the twine through the loop, pull, and then take it around like so. You can let go now. Now it's together, and then tie a knot, and then it keeps them all together. There you go, hands free. There is your bouquet, guys. Your bouquet of hydrangeas, real, fresh, beautiful. I was just about to say, can you smell them? So that is the bouquet. And then what you do, you snip them at the bottom, all at the same. If you can bring them in, I usually say bring them in together. Cut them. You don't need to cut them at a 45-degree angle because they're going in water. You need them all straight across. There you go, like that. And then they're all equal like that, the bouquet. Isn't that wonderful? So that is your bouquet of real fresh hydrangeas. So then I can put that in a jar, what I've had down here, and the jar fell over because it was too heavy. I need to get a bigger jar out. Please squeeze them all together if you can. I did it last time. That's it. Hold on, I forgot one. There you go. And some are loose, look, but it's the weight. But that is how I kept the flowers together. So I will sort those out in the house. So I hope you enjoyed that fresh flower course. Oh. So I wasn't intending on doing that, guys, but I thought, why not? You can see that I'd, let you see that I have done, I can do fresh flowers as well. It's like I've had people come to me to do funeral flowers in fresh. I've done them because I used to do them. Right, guys. So, sorry about that. I hope you don't mind that. Oh, it does make your hand hurt. With the weight and the thickness of the stem, it made me realise how much it does hurt. Well, especially when you have arthritis like myself and probably many others of you. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Give it a go and have fun and enjoy most of all. I love this. I love it. And it'd be nice if you'd done one and you send me some pictures. So all the best. So please subscribe, share and like, guys, to the globe. It'd be fabulous of you. I'll be really, it'd be really nice of you. And I really do appreciate it. And I hope, Mrs. Wilson, that this is, this is okay for you, and another lesson, that you may have learned something from as well. So all the best, everybody, and take care. And I've got yoga tonight, so I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye. Oh, 2 hours 20. That's me yakking again. Right. There's the Geminis, guys. There's the gypsophilia. You've got here, look, I'll show you. You've got your silver dollar, eucalyptus, your foxtail fern, your lovely fern there, your rose leaves, your dahlias here, your magnolia leaves, your yellow rose buds, your beautiful yellow open roses, your forsythia with the flowers, your wonderful orchids with the palm underneath, your conifer, what else? Oh, and your oak there, oak leaf there as well. I can't think what else, guys. Oh, and your geraniums there, your white geraniums. So that's basically what we use. I tried to keep everything what we've got as simple as possible. So I hope you all liked that, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy, and I'll see you all tomorrow. I love you all. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.